I first heard about the Guardian Ad Litem program through church. When we were talking about the X150 vision, that was one of the items mentioned, and I had never heard of the role before. I didn't even know what it was. What prompted me to take action to actually jump in and become a Guardian Ad Litem? After hearing about it in the church and praying about it for about 9 months, I quite honestly got to a point where I didn't have any good reason to say no. And that might not sound like a glamorous answer, but it really came down to all my excuses were, nope, God said he'll equip me there, nope, I got you there, I got you there. And it finally came down to, you can't say no. This need has been put in front of us as a church, as a community, and I thought about it and it really came down to, I can't say no. I'm gonna jump in. I don't know what it will look like, but God will be there. And if I don't do it, these children are going through it alone. Just because I'm not part of it doesn't mean it's not happening. It's happening out there whether they have our support or not. I was initially a little afraid of this role, and I wouldn't stop now for anything. The Lord shows up and you get to see some beautiful things in action. I've had an opportunity to see a foster family just take a child in and love on them. I'm so grateful that there are people out there taking on that role. I've had the opportunity personally to help support that. The Guardian Ad Litem program really is an opportunity to be the voice of a child. The way the court systems are set up, there is, if a child has been removed from a home for neglect or abuse, the courts are involved and the state has an attorney. The parents, biological parents, have an attorney, and the child has a team that the Guardian Ad Litem is part of, and our sole role is to be the voice of that child, to make sure that their best interests are looked out for. I think a key qualification to being a Guardian Ad Litem is caring for children. It's also being in tune with what God is asking us to do. It's biblical that we care for the children that are fatherless and orphaned, and it takes a community to love on these children. They're going through a crisis many times, and it's a beautiful thing to see a community come together and just try to pour out love on those children and look out for those interests. So if you have a heart at all for this, I encourage you to inquire about it, get some information, because it's a beautiful thing to see a community loving on a child in that situation. Being a Guardian Ad Litem has helped me to join in the mission of our X150 vision to rescue 150 children. And being able to be part of this, it does take a village. And when we talk about rescuing children, it's Guardian Ad Litem, it's foster family, it's adoption, it's helping support people who are fostering. Maybe you make a meal. I feel like there's a place anyone could plug into, and it's just a matter of figuring out where, because it's a much needed resource in our community to help these children. And I'm forever grateful that Calvary put this in front of us, to put this challenge in front of me, because I know I wouldn't be doing this without their X150 vision. And it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be God's hands and feet to a hurting world, and this is an area that's just much needed.